Welcome to TripWorks University. Today, we will show you how to set up waivers to protect your business and your guests. So every activity that carries real risk has a signed release in place before anyone participates.
Every activity that carries real risk needs a signed release in place before anyone participates. Miss a step, the wrong guest fields, no separate process for minors, a waiver that's built but never actually attached to the activity, and the liability protection your business is counting on has a hole in it. Here's the short version. Build your waiver once in setup. Choose exactly what it collects, attach it to the activities that need it, and TripWorks routes every guest to the right document automatically. Nothing to track by hand. Start in setup under Build What You Sell, then Waivers, and click New Waiver. TripWorks doesn't write your legal wording for you. That has to come from your own insurer or an attorney familiar with your activity and your state, so get that text ready first. Give the waiver an internal name only your team sees, then a title your guests will see right on the signature page, and paste your legal text into the body. Underneath that, check off exactly which guest details this particular waiver should collect: email, phone, date of birth, whatever you actually need for this activity, since a general liability release and an activity-specific one can ask for completely different things. Save it, and your waiver is built, though it isn't live for anyone yet. A waiver body isn't just static legal text, though. Click Insert Waiver field anywhere in it and drop in a required or optional checkbox, an initials box, or a text field, right where you need the guest to actually acknowledge or fill in something. No HTML required. Beyond the body text, the Guest Fields tab decides what every adult signer actually has to enter. Turn on email, phone, date of birth, address, even a driver's license or an insurance policy number, whatever this waiver genuinely needs to collect. First and last name are always required. Everything else is your call, waiver by waiver. And once guests start signing, you're not just trusting that data disappeared somewhere. Open reports, run the waivers report, and you'll see every signed guest with exactly the fields you turned on right there in a real table. Guest fields aren't only about adults either. Scroll down and there's a whole required for minors section: date of birth, a student or passport ID, their relationship to the adult signing for them, and whether the minor has to sign too. And on settings, the Where It's Used panel tells you exactly which activities depend on this waiver before you ever touch it. A waiver only matters once it's actually attached to something. Open the activity, go to its Waivers tab, click Add Waiver, choose your template, and set whether each ticket type signs the adult version, the minor version, or lets the guest choose. Save it, and that activity now shows exactly which waiver is assigned. One activity isn't limited to a single waiver either. Here's a real one carrying all three it's allowed: a liability release, a pet release, and an equipment release, each scoped to its own ticket types. One more account-wide setting worth knowing: Waiver Settings decides how guests sign in the portal. Most bookings know their head count, so each guest signs against their own spot. But for open seating or by-the-vehicle bookings, guests can add their own waivers instead, as many as the party needs. A few patterns worth copying. The most common combo is a general liability release, a minor or parental consent waiver, and one specific to the activity itself: a pet release for a dog-friendly hike, an equipment release for gear rentals. Leave a ticket type on guest chooses whenever you genuinely don't know ages ahead of time, and only force adult or minor when a ticket type is always one or the other, like a dedicated child ticket. The two things operators get wrong most: building a great waiver and forgetting to actually assign it to an activity, and treating minor fields as optional when a real minor is about to book. Both are one screen away from fixed: Where It's Used and the Guest Fields tab. You now have a real, reusable waiver, the right fields, the right minor handling, assigned to the activity that needs it, and visible in the exact report that tells you where it's live. Head to Setup, Build What You Sell, Waivers, and build your first one today. Or book a demo and we'll walk through it with you.
Lesson. Head to tripworks.com to keep learning more, and we will see you again in the next lesson.